Ever wonder what you'll be doing at this time tomorrow? Will you be on the job, safe and sound? It seems quiet enough now, but when food is being served, things get pretty hectic. Even a small injury can cost you time off. That pain in the paycheck nobody wants. So take out a little insurance on tomorrow now, with a few minutes of thought about dining room safety. Dining room safety, protecting yourself as well as others, begins before the guests arrive. Be sure all equipment is working properly and report all hazards immediately. For the protection of your guests, some things which don't usually look hazardous often have to be watched carefully. A knife and fork are standard equipment for adults, but in the hands of a young child, they can become dangerous weapons. Children can often make do with nothing more than a spoon. It's important to be alert for small dangers to your guests. Make sure when you pick up an order that china and glassware are not chipped. There is always a chance that fragments of glass or china may get into food. Kitchen and dining room personnel must work as a team, cooperating for total safety. Hey, look out! Yes, doors can be dangerous too. Use the proper entrances and exits, or you may really be out. Skill in traffic jams is high on the list of good safety habits. Let others know you're coming through, and keep to the right when rounding corners. Keep your speed under control, and always watch for the unexpected. Casseroles and other hot plates call for extra care. Be sure to warn your guests when serving dishes are hot. And for your own protection, use a napkin or side towel. Hot liquids especially demand extra attention to protect your guests and yourself. A good waitress will always be on hand to bring fresh hot coffee when the guest wants it. But this kind of service can sometimes result in a mouthful of blisters. Always make sure a guest knows when hot food or liquids have been brought to the table. It's easy sometimes to forget the hazards of hot foods and other dangerous materials when you work with them all the time. Here's one that's particularly touchy. When you are called upon to prepare a flaming dish, warn the guest to keep his distance. And please, don't get carried away. You only need enough flame to entertain the guests, not to set them on fire. And talking of fire, do you know where the fire extinguisher is located? Sometimes dishes present temptations too, like the urge to overstack and save an extra trip to the kitchen. Careless stacking and handling of glassware and cups invites trouble. Broken glassware is razor sharp. Small chips are often so tiny the guest can't see them until it's too late. Glasses create special problems for young children, and for you when you have to clean up after them. Why not a shorter glass, or a higher seat, or maybe a more flexible straw? Surely there's something you can do to prevent the inevitable. A shorter, broader-based glass might be the answer, but think about it. Well, everything seems under control here. Or is it? Eddie, watch it!
Ah.
Always, but always, watch where you're going in a crowded dining room. It could happen to you, so try to be extra alert during rush hour. And watch that floor. If a guest has placed something in the traffic lane, ask politely that it be moved. They won't mind. It's for their protection, too. Food or drink on the floor is your responsibility. If you spill it, you wipe it up. And if you drop it, you pick it up. Your responsibility to protect the lives of your guests extends especially to children. Some foods, such as fish, should be carefully checked. It is often advisable to let the parents know of any possible dangers, such as bones. And utensils such as forks or knives should be left to the parents. They know the capacity of their children for handling such implements safely. Your responsibility begins with your preparations for work. Avoid jewelry or pins, which are a hazard in all food service. Follow instructions about the use of head covering or a hairnet to keep hair and hairpins firmly in place, on your head where they belong. Shoes should be sensible, with flat, comfortable heels. A man's footwear should be substantial, with soles and heels in good condition. Keep laces firmly tied to avoid tripping. And finally, know where the first aid cabinet is and how to use it. No matter how careful you are, there will always be someone else who finds out that dining rooms can be dangerous. A lot of rules to remember? Yes. Common sense procedures to remind you that it could happen to you or to one of your guests. And if it did, where would you be tomorrow?